And I just came off my other channel, so I was fluffing my hair. Listen, ladies. Listen, ladies. Let me put some lipstick on. Cover up my little blemish, my imperfection. Celebrate your imperfection. Welcome to Mrs. Carter. I know it's been a while since we've been together. Usually I show my sons gaming on this channel, and eventually he and she, Blake and AJ, ages 6 and 9, will get their own channel, but we're testing out their gaming skills and seeing if that's something that mommy wants to get in their own channel. If this is your first time here, Mrs. Carter, we talk about relationships, how to conceive after 40, motherhood over 40, and reaction videos, and then our hair journey. But we want you to subscribe and thumbs it up. This crawled up my leg all night, specifically because we were celebrating Janice Hylton's 11K. If you don't know that channel, get there, get there, get there, get there, get there. Her name is Janice Hylton, Hylton. She just hit 11K, and she talks about relationships, and she does a couple reaction videos to several relationship TV shows. Good friend of mine, and I could not sleep unless I became consistent and brought What Does It Take to Make a Good Wife to Mrs. Carter. So it may show up in our Eat With Me videos on Carter's Eat. That is my other channel. It's our family channel where we show you what we cook and eat in a week. It's always something new, and we want you to subscribe there as well. But here on Mrs. Carter, my sister suggested that I share What Does It Take to Make a Good Wife here on Mrs. Carter. And this was last night's thought. There are 2 shows that I have actually seen where the mother strategically shared how to date and get a man. And then there was one as of recent. So there's 2 movies I saw and 1 TV show. And that is what has been missing. I said it in one of my Eat With Me videos that women in my age range were encouraged to go to school and get an education. Oh no, I forgot to send my sister the order. And she's going to kill me. She's going to kill me. Hold on. I can do this, you guys. I can do this. How? I don't know. Instagram. Dang it. I'm going to get out my thought real quick. I can do this. Housewives of Potomac said, I got it. Juan was talking to the lady with the green eyes, and they were discussing that they wanted another child. And he said, how are we going to do that, Robin, when you have 2 young boys and you don't get out of bed till 12 and your day doesn't start till 2? Pick up mouth off the floor. That is what he said. I want another child also, Robin, but why would I want to do that when you don't feed our boys anything but Chick-fil-A? That's what you call a man telling you the absolute truth. Robin and Juan are not married. They are divorced. They live together for the children's sake. Clearly, there has been some miscommunication or lack of delivery from the husband's part because of something that's happening in the relationship. Currently, love you, sister, currently on the show, this is what he said to her. This should have brought everybody's eyes open to say, he just expressed why there is discord or that he hasn't married her. The effort, the commitment, the enthusiasm, and her ability to perform her duty as a wife, he didn't question, he said what he did not approve of. You don't get your day started in 12 until 12. No, you don't wake up till 12. No, you get your day started until 2. And she said COVID. Women were taken under by COVID. It was brutal to us. Um, I'm gonna get it out, y'all. This is my thought last night, so we have to finish this. 6 nuggets, Polynesian sauce, waffle fries, and then AJ wants a double cheeseburger, um, light mayo. My life. My sister's getting the kids' food. And I said, I got to tell the people that because so many people, Robin's the most beautiful woman in the whole world. But again, there's a demographic, and I can't speak for everybody. I know I was raised, I didn't know anything about what it took to make a wife. I just knew we had to get an education, get a career, and go far. But he expressed where there was a disaccord. And then he said, that's a turnoff. He told her, that's a turnoff. He said, that's a turnoff. You feeding my kids nuggets only, and you waking up at 12 and not starting your day till 2. So she's the finest woman, beautiful, soror at that. That's a turnoff. Number 2, in the movie Love and Basketball, her father made her a warrior on the basketball court, and she bonded with her father over that. And she could not bond with her mother. She could not quite bond with her mother because her mother was a domestic. Her mother set aside her career to take care of the children. The daughter did not respect her mother because she was a domestic. She chose to be a domestic engineer. And then when it became time for her to fight to get her boyfriend back after college, after she played in Spain, and she came home and he had a fiance, she went to her mother in the kitchen and said, Mom, now what do I do? And the mother said, well, it's almost too, you know what to do to get him back, but the daughter didn't. The mother assumed she knew what to do to get her back. And that is where the disconnect happens. Will mothers be able to have a conversation with their daughters and be able to tell them how to get and keep a man? But when the little girl was younger, she was a basketball player. She wasn't interested in learning about how to keep or even how to date because she was really focused on pleasing her father, playing sports. And that is the God's honest truth. I just played sports. Best form of birth control. And I said, this was all last night. This is my thought. And I said, ladies have to hear that. And leave it in the comments below. Did your mother have a conversation with you about what marriage was, what it looked like, and what it meant to be married? Catch that in your spirit. Leave it in the comment below. Now, here's the toe tapper. A lot of moms were not married. They were surviving. Be clear about what it is you want out of life. Do you need a boy toy or do you want a husband? That's the second. Go watch that movie. That's the second example that I heard of a girl coming to her mother and saying, Mom, what is it that I need to do now that he's engaged? And how do I keep him? Now, we already talked about Juan and how he disapproved of the inadequacies that he sees in his wife. On my show that I can admit that I watch, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, you can poo-poo it, or you can agree, or you can listen with an open spirit. But you can't judge a show unless you've watched it. And I've watched Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And they were house shopping. Chris took Khloe. Chris is the mother. Chris took Khloe house shopping. And Chris found the perfect house for Khloe and Lamar. Of course, Chris. And Khloe said, I don't think I can convince my husband that this is the house for us. I have no idea how I'm going to convince my husband this is the house for us. And Chris said, "You know what to do, Chloe. You absolutely know how to talk with your husband and convince him that this is the house for you. You're a wife. You know what to do now." I said, Chris has been talking to these girls all their life. Now they're just a little flippant, a little too flippant with the words and the cuss words and how comfortable they are with their mother. But Chris has probably always groomed them to land the ship, whatever ship it may be. I'm not getting into color. I can't get into their well. I can't get into that. But Chris clearly groomed her girls to be married. Now Courtney's going against the grain and doesn't want to be. Like Chris told her, you ought to marry Scott. He's your baby's father. He is your 4 kids' baby's father. If you listen to Kevin Samuels and all that he talks about, going back to the impetus of where it began and who your baby daddy is, that's who you ought to marry. Whether it worked or didn't work, doesn't work, don't like him, can't stand the smell of his breath, nobody else is going to want to really be the stepfather or may want to marry you. And we're getting to the title, which is Don't Deny Your Husband. Now, this was huge to me. I was like, oh, Lord Jesus. So, Chris essentially was telling Chloe, use your feminine woes and your ability, not only in the bedroom, but how you talk to him, massage his ego, listen to him, comfort him, respect him, to convince him that this is the house for him. She said, you are a wife now. You should know what to do. And that show was the first time I'd seen a woman admit to her daughter that you have to use your women abilities to convince your husband to do something, which is kind of what in Love and Marriage and Basketball, the daughter was asking of her mom, what do I do now? But that's not really our culture to be concerned about marriage, because our culture we were taught to survive and get jobs. And now there's a disconnect in our community of marriages and married people and what it takes to make a good wife. And the toe tapper. My girlfriend said, I never deny my husband. You're kidding. She said, he doesn't ask all the time, but whenever he does, I do not deny him. I said, no. She said, of course, there's times when you cannot do it, but it's your not responsibility. It's your covenant to fulfill that need. Many won't agree. And then in Janice's chat yesterday, somebody asked, do you use it as a punishment? In marriage, absolutely. Absolutely. If you don't feel like it. But that's the thing. You ought to feel like it because it's your husband. You may fall in, you may fall out, but he's still your husband. And most times you fulfill it anyway because it's your husband. Now, again, ladies, we're going to do a lot more deep dives into what does it take to make a good wife. But marriage is not for everyone. And we're speaking from an open perspective and a spiritual concept. We're not talking about Instagram. We're not talking about rap videos. We're not talking about mainstream. We're talking about those ladies under the covenant that believe in the ministry of the institution of marriage. And it is not for everybody. I want you to leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you don't want to and you're not ready, I hope you decide to subscribe and keep up with our series, What Does It Take to Make a Good Wife? Another great channel that talks about marriage and the challenges and the transition and the mindset required to get married and be married is Vanessa. I just lost it. Vanessa. Vanessa Williams. I'll leave her channel link below. And Janice Hylton. I thank you guys for watching. Be sure to keep up with the ministry over here. What does it take to make a good wife? And our Carter's Eat family channel, which is Cook With Me, Eat With Me, Challenge, and Trying videos. We're on the road to 10K over there and 5K over here. Leave a comment below, thumbs it up, and subscribe. Believe in yourself. Take life by the reins. Live your best life. And make it a great day on purpose. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to Mrs. Carter and learning about what does it take to make a good wife.